Welcome to the WOD Pod. Join me as I sit down with CrossFitters, fitness experts, top coaches, professional athletes, and other well-known gym goers to listen to their journey through fitness. In this episode, I sit down with Dan Hespe, the founder of Onya app and merch store. Over the next hour, we find out what inspired Dan to build a complete merch store solution, helping hundreds of functional fitness gyms around the UK. If you own, coach, or simply train at a functional fitness gym, this conversation has to be one you listen to. New gym merch coming to a CrossFit gym near you. Right, Series 3, Episode 11 of the WOD Pod. I'm joined here by Dan, the founder of Onya merch store, Onya app.
Onya app, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll run with that, yeah.
Second time lucky.
Yes.
Yeah, so we managed to get here and make it work. How are you doing so far? Good weekend?
Cracking weekend, actually, yeah. Very good weekend. A bit of training yesterday. It's Sunday morning for anyone wondering. And beautiful drive down this morning. Sun was out. Wish I wasn't driving, but I'll get home and enjoy it.
Shout out to the podcast sponsors, WOD Powders, Prep Kitchen, and Lifted Brewing. We have also, from a previous episode of this series, got the Elixir energy cans. So it depends whether you're in the mood. I can get you some electrolytes. Do you want some caffeine?
I've had a bit of caffeine, but I feel like caffeine is exactly what I need. So yeah, I'm happy to go for some caffeine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Take your pick. We've got the new cans from Elixir. We've got mixed berry, peach raspberry, or fruit twist.
Fruit twist is talking to me.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'll go for one of them.
That looks bloody fantastic.
And then Lifted Brewing.
I've tried them. They're bloody good. Yeah.
Good beer. No alcohol, which is quite nice, and high protein. So it's my justifying a beer at any time of the day.
Big time. I like it. I've tried it before. They're really good.
9 a.m. at work? No, maybe not. But, if you did, it's nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely. I think beer o'clock any time of the day.
Well, you're Australian.
Yeah,
so.
why not? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's...
that's good.
It'll be, it's about 8 p.m. in Australia now, so...
That's it. Yeah.
We can have
It's 8 p.m.
We should be having a real beer. But.
Absolutely.
Right, so before we come on to Onya,
can
you tell me a bit about your fitness journey or career, or both, if they cross over? Before
so I suppose my fitness journey probably started like most people as a kid with sports. So I played Aussie rules growing up, which is Australian sports, most popular football code in Australia. If we only played rugby, we'd be the best rugby nation in the world. Too many people play Aussie rules and rugby league and everything else. So I played Aussie rules competitively growing up my whole life. Always kept fit doing that. And then...
question there, do you think the best potential rugby players in Australia play Aussie rules?
Rugby league, but...
Okay.
So Australia's weird. It's broken down into basically like... If you're in Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania, Northern Territory, it's Aussie rules first. So majority of the country is Aussie rules first. Yep. And then you go to New South Wales and Queensland and it's all rugby league. And then Aussie rules is a close second. So if we only had like the UK, or England, if we only had football and rugby, I reckon we dominate. We walk. Yeah. That's why New Zealand's so good because they only have, same with South Africa, I reckon. But they're great, great teams and all that kind of stuff, but they're so good because that's their dominant sport. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. The Wallabies are on a bit of a tear, so I'm getting excited. So now played Aussie rules my whole life and then got into coaching at a young age. So classic young guy interested in fitness, thought, I don't know really what I want to do, and thought, right, I'm gonna give PTing a go. Did my qualification in Australia, I did that. Did a bit of traveling. That's kind of why I've ended up over here. Ended up with a missus who's Scottish, so that's why I've ended up on this side of the world. But prior to that, in Australia, I was running a merchandise company where we'd handle your classic kind of merchant. A plumbing company would come to us and say, hey, we've got 100 staff. We need X, Y, Z for them. And me and my best mate ran that together. He still runs it to this day. It's still doing really well. Then I kind of was like, I don't really want to continue doing this day to day. I want to lean into my passion, which was fitness. Me and my partner recently got together, who's Scottish, so moved to Glasgow, started working in the fitness industry. in all sorts of different gyms, spin studios, CrossFit gyms, functional fitness, you name it. I kind of did it.
So 2 questions. First one, what age did you start the merchandise business in Australia? And was it the first thing you went into after PT?
Yeah. So actually, I got my chronological order was stuffed up there. So I did the merchandise first, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I would have been 2021. So the way that business started, actually, so my best mate Sam, he started it in the back of like another business. He used to do all of the printing for a bigger company that we both worked for. A bigger company. There was still like 5 people employed there. It was like a workwear store that did embroidery and printing.
Yep.
And then the owner of that was kind of like, oh, this printing stuff doesn't really do anything for me. Kind of said to my mate Sam, oh, if you want to buy it, you can run it type thing. So I'd help him out as well as work for the other business. And then I'd been traveling. I went away, came back. He was in his last year of university. And he was like, do you want to buy in and be part of it? And I was like, yeah, great. So young, naive, 20, 21-year-olds went to the bank, got a bit of money and went, right, here we go, let's do it. Jumped into it, helped run it for just over 12 months with him when he was finishing off his studies. And then being young, I got the itch again to go, I'm kind of getting a bit bored of my hometown here. I want to go see the world again. Had my qualification in my back pocket and thought, right, let's go. And went over then jumped headfirst into the fitness industry.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders are a functional fitness nutrition brand. Their focus and productivity powder is a nootropic blend. It's called Optimal State, available in 2 flavors. It's designed to improve focus, improve concentration. It has research-backed ingredients, and it's a caffeine-free formula. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. So did you meet your partner in Australia and then move to Scotland, or did you decide to go to Scotland?
No, we actually met in America. So we were both working in a summer camp in America years ago, and it's a bit of a classic love story. She's like, oh, well, what are you doing after this? I was like, I've got no plans. Oh, why don't you come to Scotland? I was like, oh, sweet. And then one thing led to another. And then she lived out in Australia for a while. Went back and forth for a little while, living in Scotland, Australia, back and forth. And then we've been in Glasgow and Scotland for the last 3 years, 4 years, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing against Scotland, but I feel like it's not a great trade moving from sunny Australia to the rainy Scotland.
Oh, mate, I get that every single day of my life.
Do you wake up every day you wake up and just look at the rain and think, another day in Scotland? Literally
every day. Every time I meet a new person, they're like, why are you here? And I'm like, what do you mean? Mate, every winter I tell myself it's my last winter. But I think it is funny because most Brits are surprised when Australians do move here. But Australia is essentially all the same. That makes sense. Like, Europe's on your doorstep here. There's so much diversity. There's so many different things you can go and do. Whereas Australia is essentially the same place, and you drive 4 hours and it's the same place.
The same place, yeah.
And every town's got they've got the best pie in the region, and that's what they're famous for. And then you go to the next town, our pie's better. Things like that. Don't get me wrong, I love Australia, and I'll definitely see myself moving back for sure. Yeah. But yeah, like, especially when you're young, I think most Australians do it. When they're young, they go, I'm going to go see the world. Like, we're so far away from everything else. So.
Yeah, and I think we see a lot of Brits who have travelled Europe, who've done a lot of travelling themselves, go, okay, now we're going to move to Australia, and then Australia is great. Yeah, it's great, but you've also seen a lot of the world as well.
Yeah.
So I think, and they don't show up about it, when a Brit moves to Australia, they just, my friend Rob, he's like, you've got to come, it's so good, so good. I'm sure it is, but then the other side of like moving out of Australia, you're moving to Scotland, but you're so close to the whole of Europe. So you're a 2, 3, 4 hour flight from any country in Europe. So there's a lot of places to see as well.
Oh, you fly 4 hours and you're still over Australia. Fly from Sydney to Perth, it's about 4 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And you're flying over essentially nothing. Like there's nothing in the middle. Like it's just land. Like there's hardly any towns through there. So that's a big appeal. And I think That's why, you know how like they say, oh, like anywhere you go in the world, you walk into a pub, there'll be an Australian and an Irishman there. Like, I think it's like Australians have just got that wanderlust where like, yeah, go see the world. Like, you know, the term walkabout, like it is like a genuine thing where it's like everyone's encouraged to take a gap year and go for it and just go see something, do something.
Yeah. And you can recognise an Irish accent and an Australian accent very distinctly.
Yeah.
So that's probably why
they're normally the loudest and the drunkest in the pub. So that doesn't help.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese, unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories, can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today. So yeah, moving back to, so what was the company called in Australia?
So at the time it was called Capital Prints. Now it's what's Sam called it now? Haloco. So it's got many different arms now. He's grown it and it's doing amazing. Like he's done an amazing job. And it's great to have someone, your best mate, be in business as well, and a similar industry to what Onya's in, just in a different way. So yeah, we're on the drive down here. We were on the phone for ages, just talking shit as you do. But then also, normally the conversations start off like, oh, so how's business, all that kind of stuff, and then we just start talking about some random shit. Yeah. So it's good fun.
Yeah, that's a friend's conversation, isn't it?
Yeah,
it always ends up like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what made you, or how did you start Onya? Because obviously you had the experience in Australia with the print company. Mm-hmm. Where did you find the contacts? Like, what was your process to actually making the leap?
Basically, the way Onya started was kind of out of my own frustration and a frustration I saw in every gym that I worked in. So, like I said, I worked in like spin studios, functional fitness gyms, CrossFit gyms, both in Australia and the UK, and every single one I worked in had the same problem of dealing with merchandise. It was just a pain in the ass. It was like, find a local printer, minimum order quantities. Oh, the quality's not great. You buy a box of stuff, it sits in your office, you give out a few, members aren't that keen on it, and it just ends up being a money and a time sink. And I was like, right, there's got to be a better way to do this. Like, I know what gym owners are looking for, I know what gym members are looking for, and I know how to handle the merchandise side of things. So the process started with doing it with my gym. I was like, right, let's figure it out.
So you were just a coach in the gym?
Yeah. So I was coaching the gym in Fly in Glasgow. I've worked there. I've been part of that for a long time. I know Ross really well, the guy that runs it, so we work really closely together. And I was like, can I try this with the members? And he's like, yeah, of course, go for it. And then it worked from there. Plenty of teething issues, as you know.
Yeah. The first time there should be.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then, just kind of went from there and got the ball rolling and got more and more facilities on board, all up and down across the UK and Ireland now as well. And yeah, it works well. For those that don't know, Onya's it's a subscription-based merch platform. So basically, as opposed to you having to do it the traditional way with all those headaches, you get in touch with us, you pick your products from our catalogue. We then handle all of the design work. So it's not like you need to go find a designer on Fiverr and then they're shit and you're like, all right, what do I got to do? We handle all the design work. Then we build you out a bespoke store. So it's all branded with all your gym's branding. And then you can launch that to your members. They then can jump on, purchase. We produce, fulfill, ship directly to them in 7 to 10 business days. And then at the end of the month, we send a breakdown of what's been sold and the gyms keep 100% of the profit. So we make our money from the subscription and providing the service and the customer service to the members, making sure they're fulfilled on time, as well as all the design work, everything like that. And the gym owners, they make all the money from the products. The whole idea is coming from a background of being involved in gyms. Gym owners don't need another thing on their plate and they don't need another expense. So the whole idea is that you can cover your subscription costs and make some money on top of it. Your members are happy because they've got high quality merchandise in their hands, and the gym owner's happy because they haven't had to do anything. They haven't had to lift a finger.
Yeah, so. And the members also know that the profits are going back to their gym, which may then be reinvested for more equipment, facilities, things like that. Absolutely. Yeah, 1111, the gym I train at in Harrogate. Mm-hmm. If Kelly, if you're listening, or Mark, or Dean, or Liz, I watch the group chat where they kind of post They have to do like who wants which,
Yeah.
post your sizes, then they have to order it, then they
Yeah.
have to get the merch out, lay it out, take photos of who ordered what, and then send the money. And I can imagine it's a right headache because what if someone's changed their mind within the last 8 weeks, whether they wanted it or not, and they're like, actually, I don't need it, or I don't have the funds right now, and then can I pay you in a few weeks? And like, not great cash flow.
Yeah.
So
it's a pain in the ass. Like,
it sounds like a no-brainer.
The amount of times I see like a CrossFit box, they'll put up like a couple of screenshots of like merchandise and be like, pre-order your merchandise now, DM us. And I DM them straight away saying like, hey, maybe try us because you won't have all these headaches, and then you lose DMs, and inevitably Susie doesn't get a shirt and Susie's not happy, and then she's kicking off, and then Darren's got the wrong size, and then it's just a bloody nightmare. And you're going, I just wanted to get some T-shirts for my members so they could wear my brand.
Yep. And it's also the payments issue is who orders it? Does the CrossFit box have to order it and then try and sell it back to their members? That it gets messy. Whether at least if they go on, they pick the T-shirt, it's already designed, they buy it there and then, the money's in, the T-shirt gets delivered. That's how the transaction should work. Yeah. But obviously,
most gyms end up they either make a little bit of money if they do bulk stuff, or they end up losing money in the long run because they end up with all these odds and ends and sizes and all sorts of things. So that's kind of where Onya was born, and it's kind of it's kind of like our first product for gyms. So like we're going down the line of, and the whole reason it's called Onya is it's like an Australian expression.
I was going to say,
it's in like good on ya.
Okay.
In Scotland,
I thought it was on your bike.
No, it could be. Yeah, I guess. In Scotland, everyone says like on yourself. So they're all like, good on yourself. I'm like, no, mate, it's good on you. Good on you. But yeah, so the whole idea is it's we're in the process of developing a full booking platform for gyms. So similar to like Team Up, MindBody, any of these sort of things, with the merchandise integrated. So then
Nice.
The way that it works is in like Onya, is in good Onya. So we want to incentivize gym goers to train more. And the way that we do that is by having things like, for example, the way we can set up gyms is we could set them up as like a club. You know, most gyms will do like 100 club, 200 club, 300 club. We can set all that up, but we can have it all within an app. You can see tracking. You can be like, oh, I'm on class 95, 5 classes, and I'm in part of the 100 club. And they'll unlock a reward in the merch store. And it's up to the gym owner whether that's a tank top with 100 club on it, whether it's a hat, whatever it is, and you keep going. You hit your 100 club, your 200 club, your 300 club, your 400 club, all the way up.
Yeah.
And actually give people tangible rewards rather than it being like a vitality thing where it's like, oh, here's a free Costa. You know, I'm not really that bothered. It's like, no, I want to earn something. So that's kind of where we're going. So we offer the merchandise as a product, and then we're building out our second offering, which is more of a full gym management solution with the idea of being very much member focused and engagement focused with the members, as well as helping gym owners obviously run their gym.
So the platform is that, will you also like book onto the classes through the platform?
Yeah.
So I think our gym uses Octave. So will it be like similar to that, I guess?
Yes. So basically the way that it works is similar to like MindBody, Team Up, Push Press, any of these online booking platforms. We're building out our own version, but our main focus is keeping members engaged on the other end. So as any gym owner or any business owner knows, it's easier to keep a customer than get a new customer.
Yeah.
So our whole thing is we want to help gym goers retain more members by, good on you. Here you go. You're part of us. You're part of our gym. You're part of our tribe. We recognize how much work you're putting in. We recognize that you're part of this community. Let's keep you engaged and improve that lifetime value of a customer.
Yeah, and I think retention rates will probably vary massively across gyms.
Yeah.
So some gyms will have a great retention rate, and they may not necessarily need the service, but there's no harm in having it.
Mm-hmm.
Some may go, whoa, we're getting, constant, or we're always struggling to hold a retention rate higher than 90%, whatever it might be. So then, it seems like an absolute no-brainer to have some form of additional help.
Absolutely, and like the eventual goal is to then start working with brands as well, so that for example, like like Lifted, for example, like they know that okay, like we want to get our product to CrossFitters, for example.
Yep.
In a CrossFit gym, it's like, all right, well, you've just hit your 150th class. Here's a free 6-pack of lifted for you. And the gym goer's like, oh, great. I've unlocked this reward. Brand's happy because perfect customers getting to taste one of their products. Maybe they'll come back and be another customer. Maybe they won't. That's fine. But the whole idea is to basically beat vitality at being vitality.
Yeah.
In a sense. Make it more specific, make it more rewarding.
Yeah, will your target be more specific to CrossFit, or will it be gyms across as a whole?
Gyms as a whole, like it's definitely more class-based, CrossFit, functional fitness, that sort of thing. That's where my passion lies. Like that's my background, and that's the sort of they're the facilities that I understand, and it's just the area that I am personally more passionate about. But yeah, the idea is just to actually give people something for exercising, and yeah, just elevate fitness, make it more engaging, more enjoyable. Like I'm sure you'd probably agree. Like there's definitely a bit of like a fitness, health and fitness, almost like renaissance going on at the moment in the UK, especially. Yeah. Like Australia's always been like a very kind of leading when it comes to health and fitness and gym culture and that sort of stuff. But the UK is like great. Like you just have to look at the amount of people who are doing run clubs and all sorts of stuff, and being more active, and the fact that you hear every second week on the news that 150 pubs are closed down and all this kind of stuff because people are finding new ways to create community, engage, and that sort of thing. So
150 pubs shut, 150 paddle clubs open. Yeah. It's like that's a different story. But I think we've seen it almost seems to be like a COVID switch. So since COVID, everyone's become more health conscious. So then you've probably got a big chunk of the majority that were not doing too much exercise and the health wasn't a priority. Now we're going, look what happened because of COVID. It maybe just kind of flicked a few switches that now is it the best thing to have 4 beers on a Wednesday night, or maybe I should go to the gym? So there's that's kind of changed, coupled with Gen Z, or I'm not quite sure which generation it is, 17-year-olds now. When I was 17, all we'd do is just go out. Like at 14, we were starting to go out. Now it's like I've got a few younger half cousins in my family that are 17, and they're just not bothered. Yeah. Like I don't know why, but that generation is then not keeping this drink culture alive. Yeah. So now we are seeing hybrid training. Everyone's more aware of their fitness levels and just staying active. Yeah. So,
100%. So, and like it's so prevalent, and you just see it like and obviously everyone's kind of algorithms and everything are skewed to their own likes and stuff like that. But you go anywhere, you look anywhere, even you just look like, you go for a run down the street and you're like, there's heaps of people out. There's heaps of people running. There's heaps of people doing stuff. So
I noticed yesterday I drove to Hull, set off about 5:30, 6 a.m. maybe by the time I'd actually left and was driving. And at 6 a.m. I was driving through town out towards Hull, and the amount of people that were running, like it was light, but not fully light. And I was like, this is absolutely wild. Like normally people would be running home from nights out. And now, they were just younger people running at 6 a.m. And I was like, it's wild. Yeah.
It's almost like everyone's got a different opinion. Like it's definitely got its pros and cons, but like social media has definitely influenced it for sure. Like it's like, there's plenty of negatives to social media for sure, but then there are some of the positives in that sense where it's like it is pushing people towards, oh yeah, maybe I can go for a run. Oh, these other people are doing it. Maybe I will go for a run, as opposed to I'll just go down to the pub because that's down the road. Different. Yeah, and that's what people do here. Yeah.
Slightly diverted off Onya, but
sorry, started to ramble there.
No, I had a few questions in terms of like, obviously, my biggest hurdle if I had a CrossFit gym would be having the amount of stock for all sizes of people, because your members are going to vary so much. Obviously, you work with your suppliers. How soon would it take if a gym member was to go and buy a product? Like, do you allocate stock to the gyms, or is it made to order?
Made to order. So everything's made to order. So there's no upfront costs or anything for any of the gyms involved. So the way that it works is we work with a company called AS Colour. So they're a Kiwi company, but they're an Australian headquartered. And when me and my mate Sam were running the merchandise company back home, we worked really close with them.
Yeah.
And when I was starting Onya here in the UK, I was like, I dug out an old AS Colour t-shirt I had, and the prints on it were all cracked and wrecked, and because it was 10 years old. But the t-shirt was fine, and I was like, it doesn't stink. There's no AS Colour's going back to them.
Yeah,
let's do it. So they have really good stock levels here in the UK. So we plug straight into their stock levels. So all of our stores show live stock of what's available. So you click on there, if for whatever reason, if something was ever out of stock, it'll show out of stock and it'll show you when it's back in.
Yeah.
But then 95% of the time, it's all there. A member would jump on, they would purchase. That order then goes through our production process. All of the artwork, everything's all done in the background already. And then we print, produce, fulfill within 7 to 10 business days, and it gets shipped straight to them, just gets put through their letterbox. The gym owner doesn't have to deal with packages
stuff coming to their gym.
Yeah, being at the gym to make sure this turns up on time and that sort of thing. So, it's just clean and simple, and it's just, I'm surprised it didn't really exist in this capacity before. Yeah, so there's. I
mean, 10 business days, essentially 2 weeks, sounds like a dream. To have something custom made with your gym design on it, without, there's no, typically to get that sort of service, you'd have to be buying stock and holding bulk raw material, like bulk stock to then print. I think I'd have to ask Kelly at the gym, but I would imagine it takes her more than 2 weeks to put in an order, have them printed, sent to her gym, and distribute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Definitely. I imagine it'd be something like 6 weeks.
Yeah, from the initial putting it out, like the initial email or post or whatever that goes out to the members of like getting your pre-order to them getting it in their hands. Yeah, it'd probably be 6 to 8 weeks, I'd say, in general. Because you've got 2 weeks to order, and then you've got this amount of time for it to wait, and then this is how long you've got to pick it up, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's it's a system that works well. Like there's other things out there, like there's Printful and all these kind of print on demand things. I'd say the main difference with Onya is the fact that we handle it all. So like I've tested them all, because I was like, right, there's no point going down this route if these guys can do it better, and they're bigger and really well funded and everything like that. And I was like, right, let me test all this. So I bought like off the 10 best known ones. They turn up really quick, but geez, they're shit. I was just like,
the quality.
Oh, the quality of them. Like the print, it's very much a if you tick the T's and C's, that's what you're getting. No matter, even if you're sizing slightly off, and because you've got to like get it to scale, and if the logo's not high quality enough, they'll print it anyway. They don't care. They're just like, it's in and out, and it's a big factory, and it just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Whereas, because again, coming from the fitness industry and understanding these are small businesses that people have, like they've broken their backs to keep this going, and built this brand and this reputation. The last thing they want is just a shitty t-shirt that someone's going to wear once. It'll shrink in the wash, and then it ends up just being like, I'll wear that to mow the lawn type thing. It's like, no, you want really high quality stuff to represent your brand well at competitions, when they're doing events, when they're out for a Sunday run, and people are like, that's that gym. Yeah, I've heard about that. And that's kind of one of the main things that is our point of difference is the quality of the stuff.
Yeah. I actually had a WOD Pod t-shirt done when I first started it. And I got one for Carlos, who was doing a comp. He'd just done an episode on the WOD Pods. He's a good CrossFit athlete. He owns a gym in Gainsborough. And I ordered a black t-shirt for him. It was a large. Fit fine. However, when I sent the artwork, I sent the logo with the black.
Yeah, right. Black square.
Black square. Yeah. Going on a black t-shirt. But the t-shirt was like not quite black. It was like a charcoal.
Yeah.
So they still left the background on because obviously, like you said, they're just that's your design.
That's your file.
You ticked that it's good to go. I mean, I said, look what I ticked, and it looks black. You've sent me a t-shirt and it's not black. Well, you signed it. Yeah, that was it. I mean, I wasn't even. It was a cheap T-shirt, and when I got it, I said, "Look, Carlos, I got you this, but you don't want it." I think he still wears it a lot, and I'm like, "It's actually please stop wearing it because it's actually damaging for the podcast that you're wearing a T-shirt which has clearly just the background left on it. It's like a big square as well, and it just looks bad.
I imagine because that'd be the first kind of experience for most gym owners doing merchandise. Like, oh, let me see what's online, do this sort of thing. Excuse me, and like that sort of thing happens quite regularly and very easily. Like if you don't understand the artwork and how it needs to look, and that's kind of again one of the good things about Onya is you can send us whatever files you have, and we upgrade them and make them better.
Take backgrounds off.
We do all that.
Yeah.
And if something ever got printed and it's not what you thought it was meant to be, then we go, okay, cool. No worries, we'll just replace it. We'll fix it and we'll send you a new one.
Yeah.
And it's done. As opposed to, oh, you can't actually contact this company. You tick the T's and C's. We don't care. We're printing thousands and thousands of shirts a day. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's the difference for sure.
And I have had a look through your full brochure of everything that you have, obviously, because I've got some stuff. How often does that get updated, and how long did that take you to build? Because you've got quite a lot of stuff on there. Like, did you start slow or did you just go full? How did that work?
It took a little while. So it was like, it's like if you offer too much stuff, then people are a bit like, what's, shit, this is too much to choose from. So we get that sometimes because I think we've got like 90 odd products that are available. We update as often as AS Colour puts anything out new. We go, cool, we think people in gyms will like that. Let's offer it. So for example, like we'll get requests for particular, like puffer vests. Coaches were like, for our staff, we want puffer vests so that they can coach in them throughout winter. I'm like, cool, no worries, we can get that. We can sort that out. So we add that into the catalog. We do have, like, I had a guy, I'm onboarding a guy at the moment, and he was like, this is too much. He's like, can you just show me the usual stuff? I'm like, yeah, cool, no worries. I'll put together a package of the stuff that is the most popular, and we can go from there. And then that kind of gets the ball rolling. So, we kind of built it out. Like it's surprising. Like it's like anything. Like initially, I'm like, oh, people love this. People love this, and this. And then
what they actually choose is
completely different. And so it just goes to show you.
Yeah, I think when I looked through it, there was everything that I was looking for there. But I imagine if you've not sold merch to your members before, you'd be going, whoa, there is a lot.
Yeah.
So I think when they do that, how does it work? Do they just pick the items that they think will sell?
Yeah. So the way that it works is depending on the tier, you'll pick either 5 or 10 items, and you can pick 2 colors of each. And you don't have to. If you only want to offer 4 products, you can. That's no problem. But that's kind of like your upper limit. You go through, you jump through our catalog, you fill in our onboarding form, you simply put in the code of the product that you like. You let us know what you want design-wise on it, whether it's uploading your own logos or you want a custom design. You just upload some inspiration. So we just say to people, you see something on Instagram that you like, screenshot it and just send it to us.
Yep.
And we can adjust it to make it to your gym's branding.
Factoring your branding or your theme or your logo. Or
exactly. So we do a lot of that, and then so they jump on. They just pick the products they like. The whole process goes. We go back and forth as often as the gym owner needs to until they're happy with the products. So there's no just now you're locked in and that's you. It's no, can I see that in a green? Can I see that? Absolutely no problem. That's all part of the subscription service. So we want to actually provide the service for the subscription. I think a lot of subscriptions just go, oh yeah, you're a subscription, you just keep rolling. It's like, no, we want to actually be there for people to get in touch and actually provide value rather than just being like, yeah, you pay us and the store's up. It's like, no, we help you with anything you need in terms of anything to do with merchandise.
And say if a gym picked 5 or say 6 items, how often can they change those 6? Let's say that they thought, right, it's now coming to winter, we want to redo the whole catalogue.
Yeah.
So we want a completely new set of 6 items. How frequently can they do
so
that?
You can rotate the full store, everything, all designs, all products. You can do that every 3 months. So once a quarter.
Quarterly.
Yeah,
okay.
So we try and just roll with the seasons. And then each store has what we call a floating product. So that's so each month, if you wanted to change one product, that's absolutely fine. So if you're like, right, we've got, so a classic one's like the CrossFit Open. Like, all right, the Open's coming up. We want to do a specific shirt for it. Cool, no worries. We brainstorm some ideas, or you screenshot some stuff, you send it to us. We go, cool, here's a few design options. I just know what you think. do you want it in a crop tee for the ladies and a tank top for the guys? Let's do it. We pop it up there. It can be up for, you could say like, oh, we want it up for 2 weeks. We want it up for a month. We want it, whatever you want to do. We pop that up there. And that can rotate as often as we just kind of have like a don't take the piss policy with that. Yep. It's like, sure, if you want to rotate it in once a month, go for it. If you're starting to say like, every week, can I change it? It's like, all right, come on. Yeah. So like, for example.
Then it is on your bike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's when we shift. That's all right, mate.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders have just released their protein coffee, combining grass-fed bovine collagen with True Star instant coffee, rich, smooth Colombian coffee. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today.
But yeah, so the floating pro is really good for competitions. People doing high rocks, for example. You're like, right, you want a high rock specific garment that everyone's going to be wearing at the race. We can do that and we can pop that up. And we've had actually gyms do like a full, almost like head to toe tracksuit for high rocks. So they rock up like 50 people from their gym, head to toe, like a football team, like all the same.
Yeah, I was
really
thinking that because you get a few CrossFit gyms that they tend to pick certain comps throughout the year that a lot of members go and do. So I guess it starts with a few people go and do a comp. They tell all their members how good the comp was. So like this year, 1111, my gym went to District L. There was like 4 or 5 teams of 6. So that's, 20 to 30 people. I imagine the next year it'll keep growing. So you do tend to get these like certain comps that the coaches go to, coaches compete at, members then compete at, and then it builds this gym community at certain events. So I can see that being where, you might go, okay, we're now going to District L next year. Let's get a District L themed top that all our members can buy to either come and spectate, support, or whatever it might be. And a lot of like charity stuff. You can do that. I imagine that's quite popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fundraising or just challenges that someone might be taking on. It's kind of buy a t-shirt to support so-and-so who is doing that for a charity event, or they're going to the games, or whatever it might be. You might get a lot of
absolutely. We actually had someone. I'm blanking on the. They're in Northern Ireland. What's the CrossFit Lima Verde? They had someone going to the games, and they're like, "Oh, we want something specific for that." And so, cool, no worries. We had CrossFit Coastline. They did like their own competition, like a 1-day comp, and they wanted like some specific stuff for that. Yep. And they bought stuff to then sell at the day, and then they actually like, oh, can we actually add that to the store because we sold it all, and more people want to buy it. And I was like, yeah, cool, that's fine. We can pop that up there. So again, it's kind of like that service aspect where we're like, yeah, of course, we can do that, no worries, as opposed to getting a t-shirt with a black square on it.
And it's also having to buy 20 of them to then sell. I think that's the biggest thing is if I owned a gym, as much as my members might say they will buy one, the reality of if I buy a load of t-shirts, do they then buy one? At least this is if you want to buy it online. They might buy one, might get 100 sales. It's complete mix.
Oh, it surprises me sometimes when you see sales come through and it's like there's just super fans of a gym and they'll pretty much they'll drop a few they'll drop a few £100 on there like on gym merchandise, and you're like that's good on it. Like they must love that place because they've bought everything.
Yeah, but I think people do love where they train.
Absolutely.
Like you're there most 4 times a week. Like if you were at any other place 4 times a week, you'd probably also love it.
It's like work home gym. That's what it is, isn't it?
So I think when you spend a lot of time there and you build that feeling of I'm part of something, you want to A, show you're part of it, and B, like support the gym by buying merch and being 100%. Part of it even more. So I can see why it works. Any CrossFit-based training or high rocks training in Australia, or was it more commercial gym style?
No, it was all like kind of like hybrid functional fitness type stuff. So it was never like an official CrossFit box, but it was
that style,
CrossFit style. I'd say that the biggest thing I noticed in Australia, like obviously there's the weather difference and all that kind of stuff, and people generally are like. It is quite funny, actually. The stereotype of Australia is like, oh, everyone's fit. It's like, I think the obesity rate in Australia is probably higher than the UK, if not the same. Like, it's, wow,
I didn't know that.
We've got extremes. But then the stereotype is, oh, we're up every morning surfing and running and that sort of thing.
That is 100% what people think.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like we've still got KFC on the corner and people love it and that sort of thing. But I'd say it's like, you know how like there's probably like the 5% at the top that are like the fittest, healthiest, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I'd say that is probably slightly bigger in Australia, if that makes sense. Like the median is like probably the same as the UK, but probably that extreme group at the top is probably bigger in Australia, and you lean into it a bit more.
Yeah,
I'd say one thing in Australia that people do in terms of like lifestyle and fitness is I feel like people stay in sport for longer. So like obviously you play sport and that when you're a kid.
Yep.
I feel like in the UK, if you're a bloke, like then it's just done. You might play five-a-side.
Uni and then poof,
yeah. Whereas in Australia, I feel like there's a little bit more social sport that goes on, like mixed netball's a big one, like Oz tag. There's all sorts of stuff like extra activities outside of work and stuff like that are focused around sport.
Yeah.
In terms of like gyms specifically, like obviously like Australia does kind of lead trends because there's like F45 and all that sort of stuff that sort of started in Australia. I'd say the biggest one that I've noticed in Australia at the moment is it's like a lot of the facilities that are doing really well are group training facilities that are focused on strength and conditioning, like kind of like traditional strength and conditioning, as opposed to like a CrossFit will always have a strong hold in Australia just because it's, you know, I think people get into it from sport and stuff like that. They're like, oh, I'll go give that a go, and they love it, and they love the competitive.
I think that's why
outlet.
CrossFit does so well, is because it gives people that feeling of being back in PE at school.
Absolutely.
It's like group training. I suppose it's be told what to do, and you're doing strength training, you're doing gymnastics, you're doing cardio, endurance, a real mix of everything. But it's taking people back to out of their standard week where they would work a 9 to 5 and haven't played sport in 20 years, and now they're competing against another 45-year-old lad who, you know, and they're doing some form of whatever CrossFit style workout, and they're really feeling like this is what it was like when I was 16 and I was back at school and I was in the rugby team or whatever it might be. And I feel like that's why CrossFit's done so well, is it's brought back the fun and the competitiveness, which going to the gym and doing a few bicep curls doesn't have.
Yeah, and I think it's like the adaptation as well. Like there's always something to go on to. There's always like the next progression. There's always like, oh, okay, like all right, I'm nailing pull-ups now. Okay, great. Oh, now I need to get bar muscle ups. All right. Oh, I've got bar muscle ups. Now I need to get ring muscle ups. And then it's like, okay, now whack a wall ball between your legs, like do, you know, all sorts of different things.
And also as one side of it improves, say you've been focusing really hard on gymnastics and cardio, your strength probably is probably decreased. Whichever side you kind of put more energy into, the other one drops. So you could spend, winter months getting strong, and then you go, whoa, fucking hell, these pull-ups feel hard. I now need to just start training that. So you've got you've always got something to work on, which I think that's kind of refreshing.
No, definitely. Yeah. I think like in Australia, like group fitness in Australia has always been like a big thing. I think for the last, as long as I've been involved with fitness for the last, 10, 15 years, like group fitness has always been a thing in Australia. Like, and again, it's that kind of, like PE class mentality where it's like, oh yeah, this is like what we do now. But yeah, I see like hybrid functional fitness becoming like the dominant thing in Australia at the moment. Like there was the trend of like F45, 10, 15 years ago where it was just, no offense to anyone that goes to F45, it's kind of like a glorified circuit class where it was just like come in and go, like bang, which was great at the time. It was revolutionary. It was like the screens with all of the workouts and like I went. It was great.
Is F45 still big in Australia?
Not really. Like it's definitely. I think it's. They tried to rebrand a little bit. I think their brand's a bit outdated now compared to what it used to be. Compared to a lot of things coming through.
So what's replaced F45?
There's a big gym in Australia called Yard, the Yard Gym. They do really well. They've got like great content. They've got facilities all across Australia. I think they're like 50 odd facilities across Australia.
Yeah.
And they're pushing into the US, and they're very much that like S&C gym. So it's like set up similar to a CrossFit gym. Like it might have like a central rig. Like there won't be any like mirrors with inverted benches in it for curls and stuff like that. Like it's very much class-based functional fitness, and it'll be like, right, you're focusing on hinge pattern one day, and then you're squatting the next, and all this kind of stuff. And there's always, you're always finishing with 15 minutes of cardio, so you're still leaving with that endorphin rush and sweating and that sort of thing. And it's a progressive program. I think that's kind of the next wave that I see, where it's like it is quite it's structured, but in the sense that it's like it's just progressive overload. Like we all know that you need to progressively overload, and it's just structured in that sense where it's like you flow through this, and then 9 weeks you rotate back through it again, or whatever it is, 9-12 weeks, and you keep going and going and going. But tweaked enough to keep people interested with variety.
One thing I notice about 1111, which is the gym I train at, Mark is very fixed on doing a strength cycle, technique cycle, and like endurance cardio cycle. And it's like 8-week to 10-week blocks.
Yeah.
A lot of CrossFit gyms come in,
what of the day,
do a CrossFit workout, see you later, and there's no real focus on progression.
Yeah.
Where the Mark is like, if you've not been here for the last 6 weeks, tough. We're now in a technique cycle. So if you want to get stronger, you're going to have to wait. We're now doing technique. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But doing that kind of actually means that if you turn up for, 4 or 5 classes a week for 6 to 8 weeks, you will see the progression in either your technique improving or strength or cardio and engine. So I think he's kind of already doing that style. I know CrossFit is CrossFit, but I think I'd say 1111 is not quite CrossFit in a sense that he's focusing on the goal being progression, not CrossFit. Yeah. It's just progress in whatever it might be. Whether you want to improve your half marathon time, you're going to still progress. If you want to improve your high rocks, CrossFit. So I think, we will probably see more of that in the UK.
Yeah, I think so. And I think like gyms, as you know now, like gyms, even just like from an aesthetic point of view, gyms are becoming like, you go to London, there's these gyms that are like, you feel like you shouldn't even touch anything. You're like, oh, shit, these are perfect. You know what I mean? It's kind of finding that happy medium of like great setup, great facilities, great product, all that kind of stuff, but with the really good training and like still putting in the hard work and that sort of thing. I think that's what some gyms have nailed really well in Australia, is kind of that line of like a beautiful place to train, and like it's really aesthetically pleasing. You go in, it feels cool, that great facilities, all that kind of stuff, but it's still hard work.
But we need you to progress. There's no point coming and just doing fuck all, taking a photo of yourself and going home. Like we need progression. Yeah. But it also wants to be somewhere that you enjoy coming to.
Yeah.
So do you think that's missing in the UK from seeing both?
I don't necessarily think it's missing, but I just think maybe like the extremes are like the two ends are really far apart. Like you have, anywhere you go in the world, it's going to be the case. You go to America, whatever it is, there's always going to be the super high end, like beautiful gyms that, there's no one in them. Yeah. They're so beautiful and like that sort of thing. And then there's going to be the warehouse, dirty, dusty, almost like powerlifting gyms that are just, purely functional.
Yeah.
But I feel like kind of mass market ends up sitting somewhere in the middle, where it's like people want to work hard, they want to progress, but they want to be in like a nice place, and they want it to be Instagrammable, all those kind of things. And I just see that that's been done well in Australia, and you do see it definitely in places. I know you look at like a place like March On or something, like for example, like really aesthetically pleasing. You can tell they will train really hard.
Yep.
Like it's kind of like that best of both worlds type thing, where it's like it's not too pretty, where it's like no one wants to touch anything, and it's not a powerlifting gym where everyone's like right in it, ripping their hands open on deadlifts and stuff like that. Like it's like that nice medium.
Yeah, and I think that's come together over the last few years, where your 40 to 50-year-old women are now going, actually, it's not just about turning up and doing my 45-minute HIIT class. It's about, they're now getting stuck in. Yeah. Like they want to see progression.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think people, the general public's just much more knowledgeable about health and fitness now, and understand that, you've got to progress, and like the perfect example there, like, you know, women are like, yeah, no, I'd need to lift weights. Like, you know, you think 10, 15 years ago, it'd be like, oh, I don't want to lift weights, I'll get bulky or whatever. Or guys would be like, oh, no, just run. Like, I only want to run. It's like, well, no, if you want to get better at running, you should probably lift weights as well. It's just, I think through the internet and social media and YouTube and these sort of things, like, people would just understand more and realize that they need a bit of both to feel better, look better.
I think Hyrox is quite responsible for bridging the gap between strength training and running. And I think a lot of runners are now doing weights, and a lot of people that want to get good at Hyrox that typically work. I mean, you see some bodybuilders doing Hyrox that all they do now is run. Yeah. They're carrying their muscle mass, but they're lean. They're putting in volume in terms of runs. And I think, we're now seeing that massive crossover between runners and strength training because of Hyrox. Yeah. So I think that's worked well. This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese. Unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories. Can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think it's interesting because I think in Australia, sorry, I know you're going to move on there, but I think in Australia, they're always pretty similar. Like Australia's always been kind of like hybrid-y. I don't know if it's just because it's my personal experience of playing Aussie rules, which is like almost like a hybrid sport where you kind of need the physicality of like rugby and a bit of size, but you need to be able to run like a footballer. It's kind of like that right in the middle. But I noticed that in gyms and stuff as well, where it'd be like people would lift weights, but as part of the workout, there'd always be some sort of movement, or because the weather's nice and that sort of thing, people go for a run, they go for a jog, that sort of stuff. And I think you're right. Like in the UK, I always saw it as it was a bit more polarized, where it was like, no, I lift weights. No, I run. Yep. Whereas exactly right, Hyrox and the whole hybrid thing is people are like, oh, well, yeah, I've got free will. I'll do whatever I want. I can run. I can lift weights. I do whatever. Yeah.
I do think the weather is a big factor as well.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Because I think if you're in a climate, I don't want to run in the rain. So maybe if I'd lived in Australia, I may have got into my running more. Yeah. But I could just be using that as an excuse because I don't particularly enjoy running too much.
Every winter when I'm looking out the window of my flat in Glasgow and it's pissing it down with rain, I'm like, I'm meant to be doing a 10K run or something. I'm like, oh God. It is hard work.
Do you look at the rain and go, oh, yes, it's raining. I don't have to run.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a get out.
Absolutely, yeah.
What are your goals for Onya over the next couple of years? And
over the next couple of years is become a dominant player in the group fitness gym management software. Yep. So be involved and bring something new to the market where we really focus on engaging with members and retaining them, as well as giving them actual physical rewards as opposed to just here's a thumbs up and a graphic on your screen going, well done, good stuff. Oh, my phone vibrated, 100 club, cool. Yeah. It'll be all that, but then all of a sudden you actually get a physical, tangible reward. So we want to be all across the UK. Our next market would then be Australia and then the US. So that's the plan, is to get across the UK and Ireland, and then Australia, and then push to the big kind of whale that is the US. But yeah, so that's the plan.
When do you think the software will be live?
So we're going to go January, February next year. We'll have our first pilot customers using it.
So you've already got the kind of prototype.
Yeah, so we're still in the process of just figuring out a few things and just tidying it up. And we'll get some test users, some test gyms using it. So some early Onya customers that I knew prior to Onya, they're keen and they're really excited about using it. So they're going to be a few of the first ones to use it, and get involved and test it all out and see how it works with members.
How long is the software taking to develop?
Really,
like when did you have the idea to start the software side of it? Because obviously the clothing became first.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. Now we're really going back. So Onya, the first thought about Onya was probably 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, working in gyms, running gyms. I was like, there's got it. Like, why? Like, there's a vitality thing out there. Like, why isn't there?
Sorry. So, Onya originally started as an app idea, not clothing.
Yeah. So, the first ever version of Onya was what Onya's becoming now, in a sense. So, it's kind of gone full circle. Okay. So the way that it started was I built this really shitty app where I'd lined up rewards on one side and I got my members to test it. And I'd used to get them to come in. They'd set themselves a goal for how many times they wanted to train. It was geolocated, so they'd turn up to the gym and they'd click like, I'm here, tick. And then to just tick off a little tally and say, yep, oh, you're getting closer to your goal, closer to your goal. If they completed their goal for the month, then they'd unlock rewards, and we had like discounts from different brands and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And we tested it, and it was good. It was working really well. There's a few things in the back of the business in terms of like people I was working with that it wasn't working out. And to build that, I was like, right, I'm going to need to try to get some sort of funding here and all this money and stuff like that. At that point for me, I was just like, no, this is not what I want. So I was like, I'll just park it for a little while. And then I kind of came across the problem of the merchandise, and I was like, to be honest, I was just lazy and had a website and everything already built, and the name was already Onya and stuff like that. And I was actually talking to my mate Sam. And I said, I should probably change the name, shouldn't I? He goes, nah, mate, clothes go Onya, it's fine. I was like, yeah, clothes do go Onya. I was like, sweet. So I was like, yep, sweet, start with that. And then working with the merchandise.
That's quite good.
Yeah, I was just like,
yeah.
There it goes Onya. That's fine. Stick with it. Save you changing the company name with Company's House.
And actually, it's a good thing you haven't, because the two really well like cross over perfectly.
Yeah.
So like now a gym, you can offer the platform, the app, and the clothing, but then just completely interlink.
Yeah.
And the clothing can be rewards for people achieving their goals. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's really kind of full circle. Well. So like I was like, right, what's something that I can help solve for gyms? I was like, I can solve merchandise. I know that problem. I can solve that. And I know gyms. I was like, right, I'll start doing it. I'll start doing that. And then it was like, right, we're getting some good traction here. Now it's time to kind of revisit that old idea. Let's talk about it with gym owners. Let's see what they think. All the feedback so far from gym owners has been like, yeah, that'd be great. We'd love to use something like that. Could you incorporate this, and this? Or, oh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like a pain in the ass. We don't want to deal with that. And cool. So we've iterated the product, and then we're just in the process of building now, and we'll launch. And then obviously, like any software, you launch it and it's not done.
Yeah,
it's like anything. It's like a marathon. Like you launch the product, but that's starting the marathon.
Yep.
This is all of the training. This is the 6 months of training in the build up, and then it's like you launch it and you're on the starting line, and then you have to run it.
Yeah, I mean. Instagram, you get an update every couple of months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Look where Instagram started.
Yeah.
And look at what it's like now. So so apps are going to be, it's just always improving. Okay, so January, February for the app launch.
Yes. Yeah.
Any personal goals for the next couple of years? Not
in terms of like fitness or business or
anything, but not Onya related.
Not Onya related. Okay. Well, fitness wise, so I've just finished up the Aussie rules season in Scotland. Believe it or not, there is a competition. Yeah, it's quite good actually. There's 6 teams. It's actually good fun. So I've just finished.
Is it just all Australians?
No, I'd say the teams are kind of like a third Australian, a third Irish, and a third Scottish. Because you get a lot of Gaelic players from Irish coming across because it's similar.
Yeah.
So we play a slightly different version. So in Australia, you play 18 aside on like a big cricket pitch.
But you don't have 18 players.
No, don't have 18 players. And in Scotland, there's no cricket pitches. There's like 2. That's it.
Yeah.
So we play 9 aside on a rugby pitch, but otherwise it's the same rules. So it's good fun. So I finished that up just a few weeks ago. And all season I've been like a contact sport, my shoulders, everything's sore. So it's been really nice to have a couple of weeks of actual consistent training. So I've done high roxes in the past. I've done all sorts of stuff. I've got the Palmer Marathon, half marathon at the end of October. So I'm training for that at the moment.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
so I'll do that. Do that with my partner and my dad. It's his 62nd birthday and he's never run one. But he's like, I'll be in Palmer. Like, let's do it. So he's been training, so he's going to do that.
Oh, he's been training. That's fine. I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, "Oh, I'll be fine. I'll just rock up."
No, he has been training. And then, I'm gearing my training towards. You've probably seen online the Hybricon games. Have you seen that? It's like Hunter McIntyre and that bloke that does Instagram stuff where he asks people to do pull-ups and stuff like that, the army guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw a video. I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. Only the top 20 in the world qualify. So if I qualified, I'd be amazed. But it would just be like something to train towards and be like, yeah, you do an online qualifier, that sort of thing. Because I've done maybe 5 or 6 Hyroxes over the time. The first one I ever did was in Germany before it even come to the UK. I was like, oh, this looks cool. I'll go over and do that. And it was great fun. And it's been amazing to see it blow up in the UK. But I feel like I've kind of been there, done. I'm a bit bored of it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I know what that is. And I'm nowhere near like gymnastically gifted or anything like that to do CrossFit. So that's kind of my niche of like, I can run a bit.
Yep.
I can suffer a bit. And I'm relatively strong.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do this. So that's what I'm trying to focus on fitness-wise.
I think we're seeing a big wave of functional fitness comps or functional fitness races like Hyrox.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're slightly different because people are bored of Hyrox.
Yeah.
Like they've done it 3 or 4 times. They're going, I want something different. And so we're now seeing this like wave of fitness racing with different stations. So incorporating dumbbells, incorporating various things, which I think we now just need something completely different to Hyrox. So it might be that one of the runs is a swim. Unlike the stations need to be completely separate. So there's no row, there's no ski erg. It needs to be like a, I don't know, whatever it might be, a mountain bike section or something that's out there and done at the same scale of Hyrox with the same investment. And then you'd get the whole Hyrox community go, cool.
Try that.
Let's try that now.
Yeah.
But I think
I suppose you see it because it used to be like before Hyrox, it was like Spartan racing, Tough Mudder,
obstacle course racing.
And then it's like fitness racing. And then next iteration will come. Yeah. And then it'll be something else. And it's interesting.
But people have gone from like jumping on inflatables and doing obstacle course racing to now Hyrox is hard. It's really hard. So people are going from what used to be just quite easy to now a very hard fitness race. They're going to want to progress. So the next one has to be harder than a Hyrox. So it needs more. Yeah, that's why I think like a swim section and a mountain bike section, like if we got that going around the world, I think it'd be huge as well. But I think we have all these Hyroxes that are going, what's next? Because they've, I don't know. I don't like doing things repetitively. So I think someone needs to come along and just absolutely just
there'll be something. There always is. Yeah. Someone will bring something out for sure.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders are a functional fitness nutrition brand. Their focus and productivity powder is a nootropic blend. It's called Optimal State, available in 2 flavors. It's designed to improve focus, improve concentration. It has research-backed ingredients, and it's a caffeine-free formula. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. Cool. Going to finish with some latest news. I've launched a white monster. Well, it's not technically a monster. It's white energy flavor. WOD fuel. So it's carbohydrate, amino acids, electrolytes. So yeah, imagine a white monster without the fizzy carbonated water, which you don't want before you train. It's got carbohydrates in, aminos, electrolytes. So it's great for Hyrox, it's great for hybrid training. I mean, it took me 6 months to perfect the taste.
Yeah, right.
So I was going, I had like a white monster pretty much daily.
You're buzzing.
And I don't want to say what the flavors consist to make a white monster, but if I were to tell you, and then you drink a white monster, you'll be able to pick out all 6 flavors.
Yeah, right.
But a white monster taste is unique, but when you know what the flavors that go into it are, then it makes sense. But
that sort of stuff's fascinating to me, where it's like, it is like a proper science, isn't it? Like it's not just people just think, pick cherry flavor. Let's pick that. It's like, well, no, that's actually a combination of X, Y, Z all put together. It's literally is chemistry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then also I've launched a mushroom coffee. I mean, mushroom coffee's massive, but I think if you can get in functional mushrooms are super beneficial. Immunity, strength, even like your skin.
What
focus.
mushrooms are in there?
So we have reishi, chaga, lion's mane, cordyceps, and forgotten the last one.
Ashwagandha.
We've got ashwagandha in there. It's not a mushroom, but we've got, I think there's 5 mushrooms and ashwagandha.
Yeah, nice. Sounds good.
So loads of benefits, and we've also teamed up with True Start. They're like a coffee brand, so we've got the combination of the functional mushrooms and the coffee. So
nice.
I will get one of those and some White Monster sent out to you to try, and
Yes,
you can
please.
give me some feedback.
Oh,
I'm sure it's
100%.
positive. But yeah, in terms of Onya, where can people find the brand? I'm sure there'll be a good amount of CrossFit gym owners that are wanting to get on board.
Yeah, so you can just find us on Instagram at Onya_app or online at onyaapp.io. You can find me, Dan Hespe, on Instagram. Find us there, hit us up, and yeah,
Cool.
we can sort you out.
So best method, what? Website and then contact form? Or
Yeah,
just
website. Through our website, you can literally hit the WhatsApp and call us
and
or
just
send us a message if
fine.
you want. Because, it's like as a gym owner, sometimes you don't sit down in front of your
laptop
computer for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
You're just on your phone here, there, everywhere. So you can easily ping us a WhatsApp, and we onboard a lot of gyms literally just through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. Everyone's on the phone nowadays,
Yeah.
so cool. I've got a few gyms in mind anyway that I'll be just forwarding. What I'll do is I'll actually put the link to the website
Yeah.
and maybe a link to the brochure so people
Yeah.
can just have a look through.
Yeah, of course.
In the YouTube description and Spotify description, and then people can have a look straight away.
Thank you very
But
much.
yeah, thanks for joining me. Really good
Perfect.
episode. Cheers, Dan.
Legend. Thank you, mate.
I hope you enjoyed that episode, and a huge thank you for listening. Make sure you're following the pod on Instagram. The podcast is sponsored by WOD Powders. That's at WOD Powders on Instagram. Please show some support to the pod by either sharing this episode with a mate or buying some supplements from wodpowders.co.uk. See you guys next week.